Hi and welcome to Finch and Fern Flower Farm. My name is Lily, and as you just saw today, I am working on pruning some of my hydrangeas. Now note that I did say some of my hydrangeas because it's not really time to prune all of them. So let's take a walk around my perennial garden and I'll show you which hydrangeas you can prune at this time of year and the ones that you cannot. Okay, so here on the left, we are going to see a big leaf hydrangea, or the regular kinds of hydrangeas that you normally see, the ones that you think of. So there's the tag there. This is a variety called Blue Enchantress, and these you do not want to prune this time of year. Typically, these big leaf hydrangeas bloom on old wood, meaning that they have already developed budwood for this year. And if you were to prune these right now, you would be essentially cutting off all of the buds and this plant wouldn't bloom. You can come in here and clean it up a little bit. Anything that's already dead, you can go ahead and trim off, just because it's easy to get to right now since the foliage is gone. But you don't want to start cutting these back like the other kinds of hydrangeas that I'm about to show you. So here on this other side, I just pruned this one. And this is a Panicle hydrangea. So these hydrangeas bloom in the shape of a cone, and typically the Panicle hydrangeas are white or pink, or they start off white and then they turn pink. They're not like those regular hydrangeas that you have these huge blooms. These are more of an upside down cone, and these are the ones that you do want to prune this time of year. I actually remember to prune mine when Valentine's Day rolls around, which for us, that is next week, I believe. So it's time to prune these back. And as I said, I already did this one. So I'm gonna go down to that one over there. I don't know if you can see it, and we'll prune it together. So here we are at this hydrangea, and this one actually had gotten a little beat up because I moved it from one location to another. So I had already started kind of pruning it, but as you can see, like, these are way taller than the rest of the plant. So a good rule of thumb that you want to use for when you prune your Panicle hydrangeas is to remove 1/3 of the plant. And we really could remove more than that if we were trying to control its size, but I want these to grow as big as they're gonna get. Sometimes these go up to like 10 feet. So I really want for these to be huge shrubs with lots and lots of blooms that I can cut off in the summer. So I'm going to remove 1/3 of the plant, and you can do that by just looking at the size of your plant and breaking it up into 3 sections and then cutting off the top section. So if we were to look at this one in particular, we can see how far down the branch goes from here all the way to the base. So I'm gonna cut somewhere around here. And when you're looking at where you're going to make your cuts, let's see if we can get this to focus. When you're looking at where you want to make your cuts, you want to look for these nodes here. So there's a node. You can tell that this here is going to branch here and here if you cut right above there, or you can go lower and look at these nodes here and here. That's where the branches are going to come out. So I'm gonna cut right here, and it's hard to do this with one hand, but I'm gonna go right above that node and I'm going to cut just like that. And you want to make a straight cut because that makes it easier for this to heal, rather than a slanted cut. So there's that cut, and let's make a few more. And again, we want to look for a node. So I'm going to cut right here. right above where it's going to branch. So something else you want to consider whenever you are pruning and cleaning up your hydrangea is to keep in mind that you probably want to remove branches that are going to cross at some point, because that can cause rubbing and maybe open your plant up to disease. So I can see here that this little branch is going to maybe cross over onto that one and cause rubbing. So I am going to go in and remove that tiny little branch. All right, so here is that branch. As you can see, it's gonna rub on there. I'm gonna go in and get as close to the base as possible and just snip away. I can also see that this wasn't pruned properly at some point. So this little area here was left, and I'm gonna go ahead and just cut that off to really clean this up. Again, as close to the base as possible. Oh yeah, and I see here these two are rubbing, so I am going to actually just go down and remove this whole thing, just like that. There we go. And I think everything else I'm going to leave. I think we've done enough pruning for now, and this looks pretty good. So we're just gonna leave it like that, and we will revisit this next year. All right, so that is all. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in my next one.